Hi everyone, this is a video regarding the passive box for connecting the fiber. This is the video that tells you how it should be done, not how you have to do it. That's up to you, so just take it as my compliment to the general business. Here we go. I got the pigtail, I got some fin cable, and I got the tube with the blown fiber. So here's how to do those. Let me just zoom in on the box. Hang on, there you go, and we'll get right on it. So what I like to do first, let me get this off. So we go with the pigtail, and my recommendation is that you cut this one off at 80 centimeters. So in my van I just made a mark. You cannot see it right now, but it doesn't matter. 80 centimeters, that's where I cut it. And here's the explanation. Then I take the 900 muse off, because I do it about 5 millimeters from here. I hold firmly so I don't stress the connector, and the reason for this is I don't get any tight curves now when I later on place it down in the box. Some people has a longer 900 muse, and I don't see why, because many times it blocks here at the at this corner, and then if you have some light on, you'll have a damping here, so there's no need for this. So my recommendation is cut it as short as possible. You do as you like. That's the pigtail. First I go with the thinner cable. In this case it's about 6 millimeters, and this one goes up to 8 millimeters, so it's loose. You need some tape to secure it. Maybe many people just take the strips and hold it down with this, but it's not enough, and it doesn't take much longer if you do it the right way. Let me just, we have the fiber here, right, the tube, and then you can just go from there. I'll not do this, but what I want to tell with this, please do some tape, and of course the strip, but the end of the strip, place it on the right side like this, not anything else. And why? Here comes why. So let me get this on. I place it not at the bottom, not at the top, but like this, because later on, of course, we cut this one off. There you go. When you have to place it down here, you'll have difficulties if it's placed down too low, and if it's placed too high, you'll have problems getting the sealing on. So, like this, fits nicely. That's the thinner one. Okay. If you have the 8 millimeter with a blown fiber, there's not the room for any tape, so the best we can do here is to strip it. Yeah, you know what I mean. So once again, not at the bottom, not at the top, but something like this. Yes. Fits nicely. And we have the fiber. In this case, just a 2 fiber, doesn't matter. It's just an example. So you get it in. From here, about 1 meter and 10 centimeters, 110 centimeters. And I guess you know the drill with the tube cutter. So I always do this in free air, so to speak, like this, not connected down here, because of course this tool has some space if you want to operate. Then I pull it apart and with the blade cut the string. Watch out for your hands. Come on. And if you're lucky, you cut down deep enough, you can just do it like this and pull it out. Okay. I always have some paper ready for this, so it doesn't get too messy. Yeah, this is a short fiber cable, so of course I pull everything out now. There's no resistance. So if this is your first time, you won't understand it, but if you've done fiber for some time, you know why I do it like this, just for an example. So this has to be 1 meter and 10. Now we can place it down firmly, and from here, if you want to do it very correctly, you separate the fibers and then you try once more, because there's always some residue. So now they won't stick so much together because of the gel. Well, usually it's the red fiber, right? Nothing new. And of course some clean paper, or you can do, when you do those, I have a bottle of isopropyl right here for the cleaning. Okay, and the cutting. Yes. Okay, my cleaver is ready. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So, okay. Yeah. Nothing new at this point, and we have the pigtail. There it is. There you go. Once again, actually I tried once to clean this with plain water once, and it actually works, but many people nowadays doesn't use anything, just the fingers. I don't recommend this. It gets bubbles when you splice, it gets small dirt into your machine here, so I won't do it. Okay, this is okay. Coming up. And also programmed my machine that one of the claws doesn't open, so I have some sort of control when it automatically opens after splicing. That's what I like, but you do as you like. So in the center with that, and we are ready to install it. Let me just zoom in a little bit again. Okay. Come on, come on. There it goes. Here comes a 200-degree hot item. Shut this one off. Get out of the way. Like this. Okay. So you have to let it cool off. And here's a good example why you don't want to have your cutting tools laying around, because the fiber always gets in the way, and then it's a long day if you have to do everything twice. Okay, so you got the incoming fiber, and I usually hook these up right away and then click it in. Don't go around the bottom plate. Why? Here it comes. So we do some rounds here. Of course, then we have some more options if it breaks. Yeah. And also, when you do a round, you get about 3-4 centimeters of, how to say, where you can adjust the fiber length. When you have, you can see when it's too short to make the strip round, and then you can pull it a little bit. So you're still not stressing it, but it's just long enough. The second one, who's not in use, I always place it like this. Here comes the pigtail at 80 centimeters. It goes around 3 times. And again, then you have some adjustment possibilities. If you just do it shortly, you know what I mean. You don't have any extra possibilities. And again, it's the 250 micros because of a millimeter, because if you have the 900, it's just too thick. I mean, you get to this point, if you have the 900, you have to bend this one, or you have to stretch it real hard to get through this. Now it's no problem, of course. And then hold it here at this edge, open the lid, and you see you just have the okay space here to get through without damaging or stressing. And now pull the dust cap off and connect it. You'll have a very nice circle here. So that's my recommendations. Don't use the bottom plate, just go up here. And the main thing is to cut it here from the 900 micros. So have fun everyone, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye.